and I am joined by Gina. Hello, Gina.
Hello, Mandy.
How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Sue is not here. We can still have the hashtag where is Sue, but she is on holiday. Well-deserved leave for Sue. So Sue, if you're listening on YouTube live while you're on a beach somewhere,
Where are you?
yeah, we are still working.
Yes, think about us in this miserable weather.
It's not that miserable.
But it's not nice, is it?
I mean, it's not boiling.
the sun's not shining.
The beauty of Salaam FM means that I can forecast the weather now. Because I can tell you on Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday, it's going to be pure sunshine.
Beautiful.
I tell you what, it just makes you feel so much better, doesn't it?
It does, and it makes you want to go out for walks and go out in the garden and just feel healthier.
I did a bit of gardening yesterday, and I'm not a gardener, but I just, I did a bit of weeding, and yeah.
I'm not a gardener, my grass is rather long. It's up to my knees, actually.
So I'll tell you what, I'm an astro, fake grass.
Oh, that would be a good idea.
Yeah.
You just hoover it, don't you?
You just hoover it or you brush it down. It's perfect. Perfect. Right, welcome to the show. We have a really busy show today. So we are going to be talking about our new groups that we have expanded into Fenland, and we're really excited about that. We're also going to be talking about life in a refuge. And if we've got time, I really want to discuss some stuff that was in the media last week about medical misogyny.
Yes.
If we've got time, we are going to touch on that. But in true fashion, we have a question of the week, and we'd love people to call or text in. So to text, it's 074 119 1062. Or you can call us on Peterborough 602 133, or you can comment live on YouTube. We've already had a comment on YouTube.
Already?
Yes.
Wow, come
I
on then.
love
Who is
this.
it? Who is it?
It's just a comment, and it's just someone saying, "Hi, ladies."
Oh, that's really
Emily.
nice.
Love it.
That's nice.
So the question of the week, I like this one, is what is your personal red flag you would warn people about yourself? So I'm going to let Gina think about this. So my personal red flag, I think, is I've talked about this before. Everything has to be clean and tidy in my house, to the point of, like, Si will put half a cup of tea down, while he goes to get dressed, and I've tipped it down the sink and I've washed it up and I've put it away.
And he hasn't finished it.
And he hasn't finished it. And then he says, "Where's my tea?" I was like, "Oh, I thought you'd finished." And if the boys come in and they leave like a trainer on the floor, it's away and it's in the cupboard. Everything has to be absolutely clean and tidy at all times, to the point of I will be late for something if I haven't made all of the beds, put all of the cushions on, honestly. And people that, my boys and Si must just, they just have to accommodate my...
Your quirks.
Yeah, it's just a quirk. I mean, in my view, better to be clean than dirty.
That's very true, very true.
Right, Gina, what would be your personal red flag?
I think mine would be that I talk far too much, especially when I'm nervous.
Okay.
And in some situations, and I find myself not stopping, and I can see people's faces looking like, "Oh, really?" And I just can't stop. I don't know how to stop. So yeah, I'm very sorry. That's my red flag.
Absolutely fine. So please do contact us. What is your personal red flag you would warn people about yourself? So we are just going to run through some things that we've got going on at Peterborough Women's Aid. The first thing I'm really excited about, and it's on the 16th of May, and we are trying to raise general awareness of domestic abuse in Peterborough. So we are doing a peaceful procession from our office at Cromwell Road, and we're ending up at the town hall, where we will be greeted by head of the council, Shabina, who will do a speech about the work that we do. Now, the reason we're doing this is because we want people in Peterborough to know that we're here, that survivors, victims, family members can access our services. So it's all about raising awareness. So please join us, 11 a.m. on the 16th of May. Gina and I are going to marshal the event along with some other members of staff. So you will see us in luminous jackets.
Yes.
And we also have loudspeakers.
Yes. I'm not sure I need one, but yes.
You won't be able to stop talking through the loudspeaker.
Won't. That'll be it. Everybody will be saying, please stop, please stop. I might get arrested just for talking too much. But yeah, no, I think it'll be a really, really positive walk, and I'm really looking forward to it, and I'm hoping we can get lots of people to come.
And it's 11 o'clock, and we're asking people to wear something pink or purple to raise awareness of domestic abuse in our city, and to find out where people can access help. So that is all over our socials, and I'm sure Salaam will tag all the stuff that we're doing as well. A couple of other things that we've got going on. We've got our charity football match
on the 6th of June.
Which is on the 6th of June. And we're really lucky that we don't actually organise this. It's organised by a lovely team of ladies who play the game. And just, again, it's all about raising awareness. And that is on the 6th of June. And it's at the rugby club in Peterborough, isn't it? And it was such good fun. So it really is a family day out. We've got like bouncy castles, and
so there's a barbecue.
There's a barbecue.
Our stand will have like a tombola, and we've got like raffle prizes and all sorts of stuff.
So really, really, really good stuff. And then just some other events which we won't talk about in detail because they're a little bit way away. We're going to be at Pride this year on the 18th of July.
Yeah.
We are going to be having some runners in the Great Eastern Run. So the Great Eastern Run is just under 6 months away. So if anybody wants to run for us, 6 months is a really good time to start training for the half marathon.
It would be good, yes.
Get in touch. Go on our website on the contact us button.
Because even if you're just you want to run for yourself, it would be fabulous to raise some money for us.
Yeah.
I mean, we would really appreciate it, and our clients, it would just help our service so much. Please do get in touch with us. That would be fabulous.
And so, and then we do have our charity ball coming up in November, but we will be talking much more about that later in the year, because I tell you what, November seems like an age away.
Yeah.
But we're in April.
No, near the end of April.
Where is this year going?
It's just, I literally blinked and it's gone.
Do you think when you get older, like the days are shorter?
I don't know whether we fit more in our day, and so although weekends go really quickly.
I know.
The week seems to be like forever. The weekends are just like, it's Friday, now it's Monday.
Yeah.
What did I do in between that?
I know. Time's really flying. And I tell you what, this weekend was a bit of an out there weekend for me because the circus was in town. Now, when I say the circus was in town, so I live in a little village, the circus was outside my front door. Literally outside my front door. Because we live on a village green.
Oh, that's so funny.
And the circus was outside the front door.
So you literally walked out of your door into the circus.
So for Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, all I could hear was honestly.
That's brilliant. I love that.
Oh dear! So
that's what nightmares are made of.
We didn't get much rest, and we had people constantly knocking on our door saying, "Can we use your toilet?"
No.
People in the village that we knew, obviously, and they'd been to the circus, and it was half time, and there were no toilets. So we're like, "Can we come for a wee?" And then me with my cleanliness.
Oh, well, that would have been a nightmare.
Well, you can, but I'm going to have to wash it.
Yeah, you need gloves. You need to wear gloves, and you'll need to clean the toilet when you've been to the toilet. Yeah.
So yeah, an interesting weekend in my family. So back to why we're here, and that is to talk about domestic abuse and raise awareness. Now, Gina, we've been really lucky that we've been given some funding from the Police and Crime Commissioner of Cambridgeshire because they wanted to expand the work that we've been doing, Women Warriors, our group work in Peterborough, excuse me, across to Fenland. And we started our groups last week. So Gina, tell us about the groups, where they are and what you're doing.
So the first group in Wisbeach is in the morning. It's 10 o'clock to 11:30, and it's at the Queen Mary Community Centre.
Yeah, Queen Mary Centre.
Queen Mary
Yeah,
Centre.
yeah.
So I keep calling it Queen Catherine for some reason in my head. And it's a massive, great big hall. It's really lovely. We set it all up, and then we got, I expected probably 1 or 2 people, and we got 7 people. So we were just blown away already by, you know, who came. Everybody was really lovely. There was lots of positive comments when they left, and it was really good. So that session was good, and then we tidied everything up, zipped along to March, to the George Campbell Leisure Centre in March, which is behind the library near the park. And we had a lovely session there, and we had 16 people.
Wow. So these groups are they're women only groups, aren't they? But
Yes.
you don't have to be a victim of domestic abuse to come to these groups. This is about women coming together who might feel isolated. You have a few kind of women that had lost widows there, didn't you? Who had lost their husbands and didn't have anywhere to seek support.
Absolutely.
But what we do find when we run these groups, that the number of women that come to the groups not wanting to talk about abuse, but actually do have abuse in their past, and then gradually begin to talk to us about their experiences.
It's either with them or their children, or somebody, they know somebody who has been through domestic abuse.
So what kind of activities will you be doing at the groups?
Right, so we are going to have a lady called Sonia coming in every 3rd week, and she's going to do some meditation with us. She'll do some confidence building, really whatever anybody wants. If anyone wants chair exercise, she'll do a little bit of that. But also we're going to do craft activities. So we're going to do things like affirmation jars, so where you design your own jar. We provide everything, so you design your own jar, and then you'll have like a piece, you know, like a little notepad with a pen. And before you go home, we'll make sure everybody in the group says one thing positive about you, and then you'll pop that in your jar. And when you're having a really bad day, or you know you're not feeling great, then you can open your jar and you can look inside it and see all the lovely things that you've noticed throughout the week. So what we recommend is that people, at the end of your day, just have a look and see if, you know, note the things that people are saying, even if you don't acknowledge it at the time. So if someone says your hair looks nice, so write that on a bit of paper, pop it in your jar, leave it in there. As I say, you can either take it out at the end of the week, just have a look, and it just gives you a bit of a boost, and it makes you realise that people actually do care.
Shall I tell you what? Oh, we've had some lovely Facebook comments. Bellamira, I'm really sorry if I haven't pronounced that. Group sound amazing, so love that. But going back to what you were saying, right? I don't think people compliment people enough. You know, if someone looks nice, we don't tend to say, "Oh, you, Gina."
I do it all the time
because you can't stop talking.
Because I can't stop talking. Yeah.
And I think that's really, really
it's important.
empowering.
Yeah.
I remember being in the co-op, and I'd had my hair done, and a lady who I did not know said to me, "Oh, your hair looks lovely." And immediately I felt like, oh my God, one, that's really kind of her to say that. But then I kind of, you know, I was like I was in a hair advert for the rest of the day. I was flinging my hair left and right and look at my hair. But it's that confidence, isn't it? And I think generally as a society, we're very quick to moan.
Very much so. But very rarely, I mean, I can be, so say like if I've been out for an evening out, and someone's got a really nice tattoo or something, I'll always say to them, "Oh, that's a really lovely tattoo. Where did you get that?" And people give me very funny looks, but nobody's ever been rude to me. Most people are very nice, because I just think if you see something, say it. If you see something good, just say it, because you don't know what sort of a day they've had. You don't know what life they have. You know, something might have really badly happened, and you just saying one positive thing to them might make the whole difference to their day.
Shall I tell you what? I think that we should set ourselves a target that between now and the next show, we are going to say 5 positive things to people that we don't know.
Yes, okay.
Male or female, children, whatever.
We hope you're listening, Sue, because you're going to be doing this
Oh, yeah,
too.
she's going to do it.
And also, I do think we don't accept compliments easily. I'm not very good at accepting compliments. If someone says to me, I love what you're wearing, and I go, oh, this old thing, I've had it for years. I might have just bought it.
Yes, yes.
But I get a bit embarrassed. So I think we have to accept. So that should be a challenge as well. Not just to say something positive to somebody, but also to accept that.
Yeah.
Because I think generally people don't accept compliments. And we just need to say thank you. That's all you need to say.
Yeah, I absolutely love that. So not only do we have our groups in Fenland that, session 1 has gone amazingly well, and we really want to get as many women there as we possibly can. Obviously, our existing groups are still going on in Peterborough, and they are on a Tuesday
10:30 till 12, and a Friday 10:30 till 12. The Friday group is more about art and crafts. And if you have some ideas and you think, oh, actually, I'd quite like to do this, come along to the group, tell us what you'd like to do. We'll get the activities for it, or we'll get someone in to help us to do it. And also the Tuesday one's a bit more therapeutic. So we talk more in there about how we're feeling, what's going on. Sonia again comes in every other week, and we'll do some work with us on confidence building again, how we can move forward in our lives, how we can be more positive. And then the other weeks we either do an activity, or actually we've got someone coming in who's doing paediatric first aid.
Perfect.
Very basic, but it's going to be brilliant. Because I think, again, that's something that we're not taught.
Yep, agreed.
And
the majority of the ladies we work with have children.
Absolutely.
And yeah. So all of this is free, by the way. Everything we do is free.
It's for women only. It's all free. You can bring your children. It's all free. You get free tea and coffee. And contrary to popular belief, we don't always have cake. But we do have biscuits. Always have a biscuit, because I like a biscuit.
Yeah.
So, we always have biscuits. And we have water, juice, hot chocolate.
And preschool children are welcome as well, aren't they?
Preschool children are welcome.
That's really important, because we don't want to isolate women that have preschool children, who sometimes are the most isolated women, because a lot of groups don't allow preschool children in.
Yeah, I mean, you will have to supervise your own children, because sadly we haven't got the funds to have somebody in specifically to look after the children. But it is, I mean, it's touch wood, it seems to be working really well. We've had the first group, Women's Warriors, has been going for 3 years. And when I first did it, Mandy said, Gina, come on, let's get this sorted. When we first did it, there were like 2 or 3 people. But now we have some women who've come from the very beginning who still come back to us. So it is really, really lovely.
Yeah. Brilliant. Okay, so today's question of the week is, what is your personal red flag you would warn people about yourself? So I have some answers. I have Kelly, who has said that her personal red flag is, I don't know how to shut my mouth. If I think it, I will generally just say it. Which I think sometimes can be a positive thing.
Yes.
Sometimes could maybe be a negative thing. But I think if you've got that awareness of yourself, then that's fine.
And if you let people know, Kelly, it's not a problem.
It's not a problem at all. And then I've got one other as well. Evie says that she gets very angry when she's hungry or tired.
Oh, hangry.
Hangry. Hired. Hangry and hired?
Hangry and hired. Yes, I like that.
So there we go. Do you get hangry?
Not anymore. I used to when I was younger.
I don't.
I don't seem to, I don't, it doesn't affect me too much anymore.
No, nor me. And I don't think I'm that bad being tired.
I am. Sadly, I'm a very lethargic person at home. Very.
There's me washing around with me mop.
Yeah.
There's you watching TV.
Yeah. I do get up in between and do stuff, but I'm like a zombie when I go home, because I feel like I've given my all to the whole week and to everybody.
Yes.
And I think I give everything to everybody, and then when I get home, I'm just like, I can't do anymore.
Yeah. And I think we haven't really talked about this, and maybe we should talk about this, because I'm sure there are people that listen to this show who work in sectors like ours, or the NHS, or jobs where you're physically and emotionally giving a lot to the clients that you work with. And we do a lot of work at Peterborough Women's Aid about supporting our staff, don't we, in terms of making sure that we have like a wellbeing hour for staff, we have clinical supervision for staff, we have lots of debrief time, so you know, you get a chance to have a little bit of self-care. But that's really important because sometimes you are a bit like a sponge, aren't you, in terms of absorbing your clients' experiences, which is exactly what we're there for. Obviously, that's what we do. You know, that's what we love doing. But self-care generally is just really important, isn't it?
I think so.
Yeah,
I think so.
Right. Okay. So we are going to move on, and we are going to talk about life in a refuge. From really day one, how you access a refuge and what a refuge is like, I suppose. So a lot, I think personally, so I've been working in refuge for absolutely years, as have you, Gina. And I think there are a lot of myths around refuges. I think that people feel that they can just phone up and say, oh, can I come to your refuge right now? But there's lots of reasons why people can and can't go to refuges. So let's start at the beginning of a journey for a victim. And refuges really are there for victims of abuse where it is completely unsafe for them to be at home or in that area of their home. And all of the women that come to a refuge are at high risk of harm from their perpetrator, to the point of we think potentially they may kill her or kill the children. And at that point, that's when they come to a refuge. So Gina, tell me, how do you access a refuge? What are the different ways?
Okay, so you can speak to your GP, you can speak to the police, you can speak to housing, you can speak to any other agencies, basically. Somebody will have the number, generally have the number. You can't access refuge in your own area because it's not safe to do that. You can ring the National Domestic Helpline, or you can go online and find your local domestic abuse service. So you can do any of those things if it's safe for you to do so. Then what happens is, I mean, if you've got a social worker, because some people have social workers who are supporting them, the social worker can do all of that for you. And then what will happen is they will contact the refuge, usually do a referral for you, and then the refuge will get in touch with you if they've got space.
So if, for example, there are women listening who feel that they need a refuge, they can call Peterborough Women's Aid, can't they? And even though we might not be able to accept them because their danger area is Peterborough, we have access to a national database that shows us where all the refuge vacancies are. So we can say there's a vacancy here, here's the number, or would you like us to call on your behalf and do a referral? Because I think sometimes people feel more comfortable approaching their local charity to get that support.
Which, if someone rings from, say, for example, if someone were to ring from Bradford, we'd say, you're in Bradford, can you contact your local domestic abuse service if you need support moving out? Or you can self-refer. I didn't say that, but you can self-refer. So you might feel more comfortable talking to someone in your area about, this is my situation, I need to get out, I don't know what to do. So then we can walk you through the steps safely, because it needs to be done in a very safe manner. And it might be that it's when the children go to school or whenever. So it has to be done really carefully.
And I think that's really important, isn't it? Because we know that the risk of domestic homicides, or of being killed, goes up by 70% when you're ready to, when you're about to leave an abusive relationship. That is the trigger point, I suppose, of domestic homicides, is when someone's trying to leave. So we have to make sure that escape is really, really well managed, and is really done safely.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm here with Gina, and we are talking about refuges and how families and victims of domestic abuse access refuges, and what you could expect if you went into a refuge, and kind of just a little bit more detail. So if there are any survivors out there who think, this is something I really, really need, hopefully we will be able to tell you a little bit more. We are going to a quick ad break, and then we will be back shortly.
Stay tuned to Salaam Radio after this short ad break.
Imagine building a home in Jannah. You can make that happen right now, a reward worth every penny. The Peterborough Muslim Community Initiative, that's PMCI, urgently needs £350,000 to buy a disused pub and transform it into a place of iman, prayer and support. Please give generously to make this happen. Donate now at pmci.org.uk. You can also find us on Launch Good.
Ayada Care Limited provide quality and compassionate care at home support services, respecting the cultural, linguistic and religious backgrounds of those we care for. We find out exactly what our clients need, then match our trained Ayada staff to meet their personalised yet affordable care plans, promoting independence and mental health well-being. Call 01733 666 801 to speak with registered manager Iqbal Manji, or visit ayadacare.co.uk for details.
Could you spare a few hours each month to provide support to people who are going through tough times? If so, Peterborough Samaritans are looking for volunteers who are empathetic and open-minded, and we'd love to hear from you. We run regular information sessions where you can find out more about what it means to volunteer for Samaritans. If you are at least 18 years of age and would like to know more, please email volunteer@peterboroughsamaritans.co.uk.
What do children at Bright Bambini Montessori Nursery say about us?
I love my teachers and friends.
At Bright Bambini Montessori, we sprinkle confidence, independence, and stir the love of learning. From 18 months to 5 years, free funded places available.
Come join in the fun.
Call Bright Bambini Montessori on Peterborough 306565 or visit bbmc.uk.
Already running a business but want to scale, boost profits, and free up more time for the things you love? The Progressive Business Network is where business owners, mentors, investors, and keynote speakers share real-world strategies for growth. Each month you'll gain practical advice, fresh ideas, and powerful connections to help you work smarter, not harder. Grow your profits, grow your network, grow your freedom. Join the Progressive Business Network. Visit progressivebusinessnetwork.co.uk today. Progressive Business Network. Learn, connect, scale.
Peterborough's community radio station, Salaam Radio, 106.2 FM.
Good afternoon and welcome to Keep Women Talking. If you can see me on YouTube, I've tangled myself up and
I wonder what you were doing.
My name's Mandy and you are listening to Keep Women Talking. It's a show from Peterborough Women's Aid, and I'm joined by my colleague Gina.
Hello.
And our question of the week this week is, what is your personal red flag you would warn people about yourself? So Gina said that she just talks far too much, and I've just said I can't stop cleaning, basically. So we have another person who's got in touch. Alicia says that she overthinks everything. So if you haven't told me you love me in the last 5 minutes, I think you hate me.
Oh, yes, I can. Yeah.
It's really hard not to is that right? Not to overthink things.
Yes, I can do that if I go out with friends and I can sit all night. And again, I talk too much, so I chat, and then when I go home, I'm like, oh, I said this. Oh no, I said that. Honestly, I give myself such a hard time about it. So Alicia, you're not alone there.
But I think it's fine to reflect on things, isn't it?
Yes, I do.
But I think when you kind of feel anxious about something, then that's not as healthy.
No.
But I think that's an age thing as well. I think the older I get, the more I don't overthink things, because I don't. Not that I don't care.
No, but it's not such a massive big worry.
No, because things just go into perspective, don't they?
Yes. Yeah.
You know, things aren't. I feel things aren't that big a deal.
Yeah, I agree.
So much. Anything for a peaceful life.
Yes.
That's my motto.
Me too.
So, if you would like to tell us what is your personal red flag, you can text us on 074 119. Oh no, that's completely wrong. You can text us on 074 111 91062, or we've had some people comment on our YouTube and Facebook and Twitch. So please do get in touch and tell us what your red flag is. So I'm joined by Gina, and we were just talking about accessing a refuge.
Yes.
And we got to the point of that these are the kind of different routes that you can go down. So you can self-refer, you can ring your own domestic abuse agency, you can call the National Domestic Abuse Helpline. Now, there is a referral process, and there are some how can I put this? Families that or victims where refuge might not be the appropriate accommodation for them.
Yes.
And why would that be, Gina?
There's lots of different things. So if you've got some refuges don't have any abilities for any faculties for disabilities.
Yes.
Some of our refuges are very, very old. Excuse me. So they don't have access to wheelchair use, etc., which, you know, that needs to be changed, but until we get more funding, that's not going to happen. So there's that aspect. You've got some children who've got severe mental health issues or physical disabilities. You've got some children who just would not cope within a refuge with other people in that space. You've got some, and what we don't want to do excuse me, and what we don't want to do is set people up to fail. So you wouldn't want to put someone in a space where they're not going to manage that, because then they might want to go back to the perpetrator, because what they feel is actually it's safer to go back than it is to be where we are. So, that's why we do the referral system. Some people, for example, if you've got a house that's full of children, you may not be able to put someone in who is a drug user or is an alcohol user. So, again, there are some refuges that are specifically for those type of people, but that's absolutely fine. And, what we want to make the process easier for people. So when you come to refuge, you come because you need to be safe, and we want to make you safe and help you to become the best person you can become away from your perpetrator.
And a lot of refuges are communal living, aren't they? So it's shared kitchens and shared bathrooms. But what is really important that we say, if any of those issues that we've just said, drug abuse, alcohol abuse, mental health, if you call Peterborough Women's Aid, we will find accommodation for you.
Absolutely.
It might not be in a communal refuge. It might be that we could find what we call dispersed accommodation,
Yes.
which is when it's like a mini refuge, but it's your own kind of property or flat or whatever. But what we do have to be careful is that we're putting people in shared accommodation who are suitable, and we're not increasing the risk to anybody.
Absolutely.
That's really important, isn't it?
So yeah, definitely.
I've left an abusive relationship. How do I? So I don't know. I'm in Newcastle.
Yeah.
And Peterborough Women's Aid have said, yes, we've got a space at our refuge. How do I get there?
Well, there's lots of ways you can get there. So there's Rail to Refuge.
Okay.
So we can organise that from our end. So we can get you on a train, and you don't pay anything.
I don't pay?
You don't
Good.
pay anything
Okay.
at all. So that's all sorted through the rail. They will send you an email. Or if that's not suitable, because you might have 3 children. And if that's
And
not
suitcases
suitable,
and
suitcases
stuff, yeah.
and pushchairs and whatever, so we might have to pay for a taxi for you, or if you've got a social worker, or if somebody's very generous your side, they may be able to pay for a taxi, or we can pay half each. However, but you will get to us. There are no barriers. We will not allow barriers. We will find a way.
And this is one of the things, isn't it, that I think is that women and families, they're really scared about, well, actually, how do I physically get there? Because I've got no money. You know, I've been through financial abuse. I've got nothing in my name. And we've actually had a taxi go down to, where was it, Cornwall, and pick somebody up.
Yeah.
And this is why, and I harp on about fundraising all the time, but this is why our fundraising is so important, because we don't get money for that from anywhere.
No.
We have to fundraise to be able to go and pick up these families and bring them to our refuge to make sure they're safe.
Absolutely.
Remembering that if you're coming to a refuge, you're at high risk of death.
Yeah.
So, you know, sometimes it is a life or death situation that these families get out and come to us, isn't it?
Absolutely.
So when you open the doors, you know, so I'm there, I've got my taxi from Newcastle, the door is opened, what should I expect coming into a refuge?
Well, hopefully, from our refuge, definitely, you'll have a very smiley face. A person or people who will come and meet you will have very smiley faces, and you will be welcomed with a hug if that's what you need. You will be welcomed with, you know, open arms, basically. Come on in. We'll take you to your room. We'll show you which room is yours. And if you've got your children with you, we'll take you all upstairs, take all your stuff upstairs, and say, look, if you want some time, have some time to chill, because it's a massive, big thing that you've just done. And we appreciate that. So what we'll do is we'll give you time and space to sit down and just chill, and then we make you a cup of tea or a cup of coffee, get the children a drink. There will also be on your beds, you will have buddy bags. So each child will have their own buddy bag.
What's a buddy bag?
So a buddy bag is like a little rucksack, and inside the rucksack will be toys, a cuddly toy, and things like a pair of pyjamas, pair of slippers, toothbrush, toothpaste, and the women also get some welcome boxes on their side, and that will have tea, coffee, juice, sweets, anything. Just
toiletries we put in there, don't we? Pyjamas.
Bedding, there's bedding, there's pillows, pillowcases, everything you need, towels, dressing gowns. So anything you need, that we want to make this the easiest transaction for you. It's not going to be, because you're going to feel so like a rabbit in the headlights, basically. But we want to make it as pleasant and polite, you know, as lovely as possible. When you're ready, we'll take you downstairs. We'll show you all around the refuge, show you where the office is, where the lounges are, kitchens, garden, conservatory, and the playroom. And you will have access to all of it. Women come and they do, it is scary. It is scary, I'm not going to lie, because, you know, but we feel that for people. So we don't come in and go, right, get in, get on with it, do your thing, you know. And then once you're in and you're sorted, we'll start helping you get schools for your children, benefits for yourself, any debt sorting needed, any court stuff that's needed, social work stuff, you know, any of that stuff. So that's where our support then will come in And that's what is like the long-term
Because
stuff.
I would imagine when, I've left Newcastle, I've come to Peterborough, I'm in a refuge. I've got I've got lists of things that I don't really know what to do. I might have a court case coming up with the perpetrator. I might have the family courts. I might not even have a bank account in my name. No money. I don't know where the children are going to go to school. I've got no school uniform. So all of these things are going to be going around in my head.
Yes.
But what you're saying is that is the role of the support worker, to sort all of that out and support a family to get back on their feet at Refuge.
Yeah. So what we want to do, because your mind will be all over the place at the moment because you're going through all that trauma, so we're very trauma informed. So we look at this person's been through all of this. They can't be thinking about all of that. So we almost like we kind of cover you and we support you like a cushion, really, I guess. So we support you to go through all of that. We'll get your bank account sorted, we'll get the universal credit sorted, we get the doctors sorted, we get this sorted. So we will help you and support you with all of that in the beginning. And then gradually, when you start to feel like you can do things yourself, we will encourage you and support you to empower you to do these things yourself.
Yeah. Amazing. So we are talking about life in a refuge. I am joined by Gina. What I haven't done, and I should have done already, is I should have shared our advice line, because there are people out there that will be listening to this thinking, actually, I really want to contact Peterborough Women's Aid. So our advice line number is 01733 894 964, or you can anonymously chat through our website, which is www.peterboroughwomensaid.co.uk. To lighten the load a little bit, our question of the week is, what is your personal red flag you would warn people about yourself? And we've had a comment on, let me see, YouTube, and Emily has put, is my red flag is that I overshare in social situations.
Feeling you there.
No, I don't know if this is a bugbear of mine or if it's normal, because we are a bit older, aren't we, for the thing. Do people overshare on social media these days?
Yes. I think they do sometimes. I think some things are just, you don't need to say that.
The amount of stuff that comes on my feeds, and it's literally someone's dinner. Do you know what I mean?
I know.
I'm old. I really don't care about that at all. Like someone's roast dinner, or I've seen like fish fingers and chips on my feed before. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. But some people, you see people in restaurants, don't you, taking photos of the food that they're sharing. They're sharing on.
I tell you what, I have never done that.
No,
have
me
you
either.
ever taken a picture of food?
Oh, I might have done if I had a really good roast dinner in a pub.
Can you get away with that? Because I do love a roast dinner.
Yeah, it's the Yorkshire pudding that gets me. If it's a good Yorkie, I've got to share it.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a little bit of a.
It's. But I think everybody says too much on the internet now anyway, and I'm possibly one of those that does that too. But I just think, when I post something now, I think, does anybody need to know that? Would you really be interested in my life? You know.
Shall I tell you what? As obviously, and I hate saying I'm the CEO of Peterborough Women's Aid, but I am the CEO of Peterborough Women's Aid. I have to do a lot of. I do a lot of like TikToking and stuff because we're trying to be cool and trendy and engage people. And then I do a lot of like social media. I do a lot of interviews with the BBC and stuff like that. Sometimes I look at it and think, why is anyone looking at this?
But they do, don't they?
Well, we did, and I must say this, and then we'll get back onto our subject. So I did a very, very small clip on TikTok about the work that we do with Lithuanian. In the Lithuanian community here in Peterborough, and we did that because there were a high number of women in the Lithuanian community being killed by their partners in Peterborough. So we really wanted to do something about it. I did a very small clip on TikTok about this work, and it's had, I think, 55,000 views. Now,
Wow.
I've then been messaged by people all around the country, Scotland, Wales, saying this is amazing work, but we need this too. This is like
Wow.
Because we're just in Peterborough. I think there's maybe some services in London that specialise in Eastern European work, but there's not really many services in the UK that are focusing on Lithuanian victims. And it just, it frustrated me because I thought, come on, people.
I thought there'd be more work around,
there would be more. But then it also delighted me that people were listening to what we're doing and sharing what we're doing.
Yes.
And the main reason I do all this TikToking and stuff like that is to raise awareness and hopefully raise money. You know, people out there might say, oh, you know, I'll donate money so they can continue this service and things like that. But I've gone slightly off topic. But do follow us on TikTok anyway.
I don't have TikTok, I'm afraid, so I can't follow.
To be honest, I don't understand TikTok that well. I can post on it, but when it comes to reposting or whatever the words are, I can't do it. We really need a social media genius, don't we, to help us out? We do have a member of staff that's into social media. I need to explore how we do that. So,
right, where were we?
Well, we were talking about the Refuge. So I'm in the Refuge. I've settled in for a few weeks. What does a Refuge... So I'm worried about my children, basically, because they might have seen or experienced abuse. What can the Refuge do to support the children?
Well, with our Refuge, we have a programme that we run, the day programme, I think it's called. And so our children, we have specialist children's workers and we have our playroom. And that basically is just for children to come along and just to get some peace and quiet, play as they want to, get some space from mum, let mum have some space from them, and help them to kind of regulate themselves again. So the day programme will talk very basically about emotions.
I'm going to just interrupt you. I think it's Healing Together.
Ah, sorry.
Because the day, we can talk about the day though, but the Healing Together.
Is for older children, isn't it? Yeah, so I think they do both. But for young children, it's a long while since I worked with the youngsters, but for young children, it is talking about emotions and how to very basically, because it depends on the age of the children. I mean, we get some children who are very, very young, who come in and they just have no idea. But you can see that they've been traumatised. You can see that they've been through what they've been through. And it's just about helping mum as well to help them to parent again.
Yes.
Because lots of women who are going through domestic abuse are not allowed to parent in the way that they want to parent. They're in survival mode. So all they're doing is protecting themselves and their children. And so if we can help to regulate how mum is in an average way, you know, and help her to not feel so anxious about everything, then that can help as well.
And we do, so with the children, we do the Healing Together programme. We do the day programme for older children, which looks a little bit more like healthy relationships and what that hopefully will look like for them.
Yeah.
But we have this lovely playroom, don't we?
Oh, it's beautiful.
Fully stocked out with kind of all sensory toys, and it's amazing. But we also, not only do we help get children into schools and nurseries and stuff, we do lovely trips, don't we?
Oh yes, we have trips that we go to, bounce and
Hunstanton.
Activities. Hunstanton they've been to.
Wicksteed Park we went to.
Wicksteed Park, yes. So there are lots of, but again, the funds used to be there for those.
Yeah.
And I hate to say it, but a lot of the funds have gone. Since COVID, lots of the funding has disappeared. And we used to, when I was a children's worker years ago, when I was a children's worker, we were out all the time. You know, once a week, once a month, we'd take the children out and we'd do activities with them, we'd do cooking. But there's no funding for that anymore, which is such a shame because children need all of those things.
Yeah.
You know, and mums need those things. They need to know, actually, it's okay for your child to cut stuff. And
I think a lot of the children that come to the Refuge haven't had a normal, in inverted commas, life.
Experience,
So they might not have ever celebrated Christmas or Eid or gone on day trips. You know, a lot of the children that come to the Refuge have been neglected, but not through fault of the victim, through fault of the abuse and the perpetrator.
Can I just say, we had one lady and her child who hadn't ever celebrated Eid ever, and we, we said, well, if you want to celebrate it, that's fine. Let's put stuff up.
Yeah.
So we got her to put all stuff up. The kids all made stuff, or all the children in the families, they all made things. They decorated the refuge, and she gave out presents to each of the children. And she did say to me that is the first time she's ever felt like she's able to celebrate in a safe and comfortable way.
Yeah.
And it was just beautiful that she'd not ever forgotten us for that.
Yeah. And we do work closely with other agencies, and just talking about teenagers. And I don't want to go into this loads on the show, but a lot of the teenagers we work with are vulnerable, and they're vulnerable to exploitation.
Yes.
And then we look at what's happened in Peterborough over the last week, with knife crime and the horrible murder of that 16-year-old, and it just makes me and us as Peterborough Women's Aid be so determined to support young people and make sure that they are being guided on the right path by parents, but by us as support workers as well. And it just brings that into the forefront of your thinking, doesn't it? It's so important that teenagers are getting good role models. And
I feel like there's just so much work to do. Yeah. Everywhere. I think we do need to be in more schools.
Yes, we do our schoolwork, don't we? But
we do.
So,
Sorry,
it's fine. We'll keep going off the subject, don't we? We're in children in the refuge, mums in the refuge. What happens if, like, I don't know, in the middle of the night, I'm suddenly feeling really anxious and scared? What can I do if I'm in the refuge?
Well, you'll always have a member of staff on call.
Okay, brilliant.
So, and everybody knows there's a telephone number downstairs. So, and you might have the telephone number in your phone. So just give us a call. Doesn't matter what time of the day or night. Give us a call and we will talk you through it. If it's something we feel we need to come out to, then we'll come out. But if it's something that actually we can talk to you about and then we can deal with it in the morning, then that's what we'll do. But majority of the time, it's just things that may be massive to you because you've been through that and you feel really anxious about it. And we just need to talk to you about it and then bring you back down.
So the families in the refuge, they're never alone. It's 24-hour on call.
Yes.
A member of staff can be there. So there's no anxiety around like safety or emotional harm. A member of staff can always talk. Yeah. So we've been in the refuge now. We've settled in. We're doing. There's also free counselling, isn't there, for women and children?
Yeah, we have free trauma counselling. And we also run a group called Own My Life within the refuge, which is for women. It's a 12-week course, and it is a course about helping survivors to get back get their power back, from gain back their control and power for themselves, because that's what we lose when we've been through all of that. So it's a fantastic course. We've actually just run one in the community, and I'm quite keen to do another one. And the women who did that said that they really felt it was invaluable to them.
So we're settled in the refuge. Kids are in school. I've done some counselling. I feel that I'm recovering really well, and I feel like I want some independence. What happens then?
Well, you can. We'll always once a week. We have a meeting with you, and we'll always talk about what is it you need. We'll talk about safety planning. Is there anything you need? Is there anything you feel uncomfortable about? Is there anything you need us to do for you? Or is there anything you feel you would like to do for yourself? Some women want to do voluntary work, which is brilliant, so we can help them through the PCVS in Peterborough, so we can help them through there to get voluntary work. Some people go to charity shops and go and do some voluntary work there. Some women then would like to then move to another area or would like to stay in Peterborough and would like housing.
So would Refuge help me trying to find somewhere to live after the refuge?
Absolutely.
Okay.
So all of that is within our remit, basically. So what we would try and do, we would help you to go on the homeless register and then to register for a house. We contact the council and then we get all that sorted.
So, I mean, that the support, and I know we're biased because we run our own refuge, don't we? And we're really proud of the support that we offer.
Absolutely.
And just to note, we're actually opening another refuge in Peterborough, aren't we? And maybe even another one.
Yes.
Which we're really, really excited about. But I hope today, if there is anyone out there that's listening and is an abusive relationship and feels that they might want to access a refuge, that has kind of put your mind at ease in terms of the process, because I think that can sometimes be the most worrying thing, is that I don't know what it's going to look like. So thank you so much to Gina, who has joined me to talk about our amazing group work, which is expanding. We really want to take over the world, don't we?
We do.
That's our next thing.
Peterborough first.
Yes. And thank you